So I want to show you the graphical representation of Scrum using the dragon you are seeing on the screen. I've described Scrum to you before. I don't think anybody in this course don't know the meaning of Scrum. Or can somebody help us to try and help us to define Scrum? What do you mean by Scrum? What does it do to your screen? Why do you need to use this methodology? What's the advantage? Why is it useful? Why must you use it? Can you compare to that methodology? What is for? What's the purpose? What's the advantage of using Scrum? Is there anybody who can help us to answer the question? What is Scrum? Why must you use it? Why is it so important to your project? What is the advantage when you compare it to other form of methodology? You can tell us? Exine, Mr. Fatai Lawal, you are there.
Okay, let me try. Yeah, Scrum is a type of agile framework.
Correct.
It's an iterative and uses an iterative method, an
Mental,
incremental process,
yes. That help
and
what?
it's usually used in developing software
Yes. Which kind
projects.
of which role develop it? With a team, which have what they call a team that has what they call collaborative what mindset.
Mindset.
uh And also a team that has collaborative mindset also collaborates with the end user so that during their
to
development they
de-
can
to
develop and
yeah,
create,
to quickly develop to
design,
quickly
uh
okay
and quickly
to
design
quickly deliver
a
the,
product that
the
deliver value.
product.
Yes, a product that the customer will want. If you see, there are some important things that you need to underline there. It's used for developing software, but this day, in the modern day, you can use it to develop or create or develop or design or deploy your test anything in your project. Whether you are doing project management, you are doing product management, you are a business analysis, you need to know this methodology. Because when you are carrying out the work of your project, because you are doing project, you must know the method you are going to use that can help you to be able to collaborate with your team, collaborate with the stakeholder or the end user, and collaborate with the outside stakeholder or internal stakeholder, work together so that you can understand what the stakeholder needs or end user needs, because then you can be able to now go into production and produce the kind of software or whatever the project you are managing that will give you a better outcome that the customer will be happy about. Smiling customer, happy customer, that's a delight to the customer. That's the purpose. It's a method of working. You also understand that it's a method of working. There are different method of working in your project life cycle, or different. We have different kind of life cycle. We have waterfall, whereby you are managing a project, whether you're a project manager or you are a system analyst or whatever what you are doing. If you use the waterfall methodology, in that case, the work you are going to do, you will plan everything from the beginning to the end. You are going to do about 10,000 works in your project. Let me say 10,000 work, different type of work. You have to start from the beginning. When you initiate the project, you start the planning of the project. Plan every bit of the project from the beginning to the end. You have not started doing the work, you start planning. The work that will take you about 1 year, you now start planning everything from now. You plan everything now from beginning to the end. You have not started it o. Do you know that sometimes events, situation around us changes. It changes as time goes on. You have planned something that you are going to do within 6 months. You plan now. When event changes and how does it affect your project? You plan that this is how you are going to do it, but your planning is about what? How am I going to spend money in my project? How am I going to do this project? How am I going to get resources for my project? How am I going to plan my project? How am I going to do risk and assessments in my project? How am I going to communicate in my project? You plan everything. The thing you are going to do within 1 year. If the event within that 1 year changes, it's going to affect your project. So that means that that plan will not work again, because events, things in life, our life is changing. Customer tastes are changing. Your company strategies you are using to do your activities in your organization is changing. Your competitor strategies are changing, customer tastes are changing, government policies are changing, weather changing, the environment in which you are doing your project is changing, the environment in which you are doing your project or system analysis or business analysis is changing. So if it change, that means all those planning will be useless. You wasted time planning thing ahead. You plan comprehensively thing you have not done, and before you start doing it, even the event have changed. People have changed their minds. No, we don't want it like this again, and you are planning. All those plannings wasted. Money you spent wasted. Time spent on it wasted. So we now have a new methodology that say it needless for you. It is needless for you to say, I want to do project, I want to do business analysis, I want to do anything. I will not plan everything from the beginning to the end. No, you don't do that one. In the former methodology like waterfall or plan driven, you initiate the project or the work you are going to do in your business analysis or in your project. You plan the project. After you plan the project, you execute the project. After the execution of the project, you now monitor and control it. In fact, when you're executing the project, when you are implementing the project, you start monitoring and controlling. What is monitoring and controlling? It means that you'll be watching what you are doing, what you are executing about the project. Am I managing the project according to what I plan? That is what you are doing. You are monitoring. If eventually you discover that you are not managing the project or you are not doing the work of the business analysis according to what you plan, what do? You control it. You make some changes. Can you see? That is when you are going to make changes in the predictive approach. Sometimes the changes may be too late that the event has carried it away. Then after you have made the changes, you keep on monitoring the progress of your work against what you plan until you finish the project. When you eventually finish the project, discover that those information, what you produce and all those things you produce, they are not even relevant to the people who are going to use it again. That means you are eventually wasted resources, wasted your time, wasted your energy, wasted the in fact the product you produce may not be useful, may not be relevant into the current trend. Customer tastes have changed. You are not produce a product that's archaic, that is not useful to the customer because of the time and event has rub out the initial plan you have made before. So that's why we have a new methodology whereby you don't need to plan everything ahead. You plan only the portion that you need now, that you make it to be able to do the work that will be useful to the customer now. That's why I say you go talk about prioritization. You plan in details what customer want now. Like when you are creating an application, you want to design an application, you want to develop an application. I say the application, the totality of the application can be, we call it epic. The application has different module. Module is that we have different module. The application can do many things. So you can divide into module, and I show you the module. It can be accounting receivable, accounting payable. It could be reports. It can generate report for you. It can help you to do your deal with your vendor. It can help you to do your logistic. A lot of things you can do. But the people who had the project say, because we may not need the whole application at once. We need the account receivable because we want to start doing business with our customer and our client, and we want to design out of those modules, maybe about 10 modules. We want to design one important module for us, which is account receivable, so that if we transact business with our customer, we'll be able to use the account, the application, part of the application, to be able to um, do business transaction with our client by payment. We issue invoices. We can issue receipt. We can do way bill. We can do a lot of things. That is what they need. They don't need the whole application. So that is why in this case now you can use Scrum. Scrum will not, because you don't need to plan everything. In Scrum, you don't need to plan anything. Plan the one that is relevant, useful, necessary, that can deliver highest value, quick value. You understand me? Incrementally, because it is increment. Because that accounting receivable is an increment. When you go to another mode, it's another increment. But what they need now is the account payable. So you now use Scrum. So you allow you to plan that accounting receivable. You break it down into the future, into what they call the epic to future. You look at the future of each of the sub module. You divide it into into user story. For you to be able to do the work of the user story, to be able to design that application in the way the user want it, the user story, they have described it for you. You now break the user story to activities. That's the work you are going to do to create that user story. That is why Scrum comes in. So you plan that one in details because that is what is relevant now. Every other details, as you are moving toward the second module, you can now plan full planning. So you call that one you call it high level planning. High level planning. Whenever hear anything about high level planning, it means that you didn't plan it in detail. You do what they call summarized planning. But the one you that is need now, the company say we need this one now is more relevant to us, is what we want. We want to deliver value now. We want to be using this application to be collecting money from our customer, issue receipt to them, invoice, do a lot of things for them. That is what is relevant to them now. So that's what we are going to prioritize in the product backlog. So that's why you are from the product backlog now, you do meeting. From the meeting, you now pick from the product backlog what they call sprint backlog. What is it in that sprint backlog is the capacity of the work you are able to do based on your team capacity. Then you define the definition of done. You set the sprint objectives. What is the purpose of this sprint? What do you want to achieve? Do you understand me? Then when you have defined that one, you set the goal for them. You know the capacity of the team who are going to do it. You know how then they know how to do it. Then before you go into the sprint proper, you now do what they call uh, um, what they call as let me show you the picture. What we call, can you see? It's not here. Daily Scrum. That's daily Scrum here. So let me see now. Let me now describe it to you now. It is all the user story, the
Sorry,
prioritized list of.
the page is not moving from my end.
It's not moving. Okay, look at it very well. It's your own, maybe
It's
your
not
own
moving.
end.
It's
Okay, let
just
me.
showing Scrum and basics.
Eh, wow.
So it's the same thing here.
Wetin happen? It's showing well here now. Let me read. Let me read. Excuse me. Let me just make some adjustment here. See where it's going to work. I mean, it's your network. Let me share it. Window. This. Share. I will share it. Let me make it bigger. Can you see anything now? Right?
Yes, we can see the diagram now.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to achieve. Now, if you look at the diagram very well, you see the product backlog. This is how it works. Once you understand this principle here, all the story I've told you almost three hours now, you have gotten it. So a Scrum is a methodology about how you do the work of your project or how you do the work of the business analyst. Anything you want to do when you are doing the work of the business analyst or you are doing the work of the project manager and project management. So there's a way of working that can you work in such a way that you can be able to do work that help you to produce deliverable. That deliverable will be useful to the end user. They call it business value. You are delivering value. You are delivering things. You are doing a project that will produce deliverable outcome, output that will make the customer to be happy. That call value delivery or business value. If I give my money, go to the supermarket and buy something, hard earned money, and I reach back home, I bought something and the thing is not working. Maybe something is about half of a million or refrigerator or TV or something like that one. I took it home. It's not working properly. Will you be happy? You'll not be happy. It's not giving me value for the money I paid for it. The same thing in your project. Whatever the development team created out of the project, deliverable or the outcome, output, must be able to deliver value to the end user. If it does not deliver value to the end user, the purpose of that project is wasted. Nothing is achieved. So, what's the way? you can manage your project or doing the work of the business analyst in such a way that at the end you'll be able to provide solution to the problem of the organization, provide solution to the customer or end user. Because your project should be able to deliver value. It means that you are a solution provider. You want to provide solution to the need of the people. Some people have a need, they have want, they have a pain. They call it pain. They have a pain. Your customer, they have a pain. You need to help them to relieve that pain. So your project is helping your customer or end user or your organization to remove their pain, things they want, they cannot achieve, their problem, solve it for them. That's what it's doing. But there's a way you can do it in such a way that it can be more efficient. You can use Scrum methodology. And that's what you see in this diagram. You see, if you look at this diagram very well, you see at product backlog. See the way it is flowing. Product backlog. It flow to the sprint planning. It flow to the sprint backlog. Is this one you call this one you are seeing here. This is development team. This is the sprint. They call this one sprint. This is you can see the people, the specialists or the development team putting head together doing the work. From here you see the increment. The increment you see there, the increment you have to be subjected to what? Sprint review. After the sprint review, you go to the sprint retrospective. After the sprint retrospective, you go back to the sprint planning. But any products, any increment that you produce, which you demonstrated to the user, they rejected it. Can you see this line? It go back to the product backlog. Can you see the daily meeting here? Before you start anything here, you have to have what they call daily meeting, daily scrum. And everybody knows in this course that the daily scrum is asking, what did you do last sprint? What are you intending to do in this present sprint? The work you want to do. That means when I say the work you want to do, activities you want to do, action you want to perform today. What do you want to do today that will help you to achieve your sprint goal? What are the things that can be impediment or problem or challenge to you that will not help you to be able to meet your sprint goal? That is what you are doing here. I say when you are doing this daily meeting, daily scrum, is for 15 minutes. All the team you come together, both the product owner, the scrum master, the development team, they are the whole team. They come together and so is the project man and the scrum master who will be asking is facilitating. What you all of them, there may be 9, you will ask each one of them, what did you do last? You tell them. What is saying there that you are doing what they call TIA, transparency. Everybody knows what other one is doing. You know what I'm doing. I know what other if there are nine team member, I know what other team member are doing. All the 9 know what one person is doing. Transparency. Then second question we ask, what are you intending to do today that can help you to achieve your project objectives? What are you doing there? It's transparency. You understand me? Collaboration, transparency. Then if the second question, another question say, what are your challenges, the work you have done so far? What are the areas that you have problem with? Because we are working together collaboratively. If your work fail, it's going to affect our own. It's a kind of a conjunction, you do things together. How do I call that one? Whereby my own work depends on your own work depends on my own. So if I don't help you to solve your problem, it's going to affect me, it's going to affect the whole team. What affect the whole team affect one person. What affect the one person affect the whole team. So what are the impediments? What are you doing there under the TIA? Transparency and what? What is the I aspect of it? Inspecting. You told, you can even bring it there. This is what I'm doing. This is application. This area, I cannot be able to fathom how I'm going to write this code here. This code is bouncing back, is causing the fault. That's what I mean. Then what you are doing there now, they're inspecting it for you. Then now, oh, somebody is there say, I've done this kind of job before. This code is like you didn't put comma. Because when you are writing code, it's very complex. If it means a single comma, it can give you a line of error, almost 1,000 error. If you go to be iteration, maybe do while, do, go to this place, go to this one, play this one. If you don't know how to write the code very well, it's going to affect you. Somebody says, I've done something like this before. This is what we are going to do. What are they doing for you? They are inspecting to make correction. When they make the correction, what do? You adapt. Correction means adaptation. That will help you to improve. That's what the purpose of daily meeting. You do that one, You clear what you have done before, the backlog you have done before, before you can now start the new work. What am I going to do today when the team will come together? Eh? From the can you see from here, they will now say during the sprint planning, they plan what they are going to do. They now take amount of work they are going to do from the product backlog based on the capacity of the team member, which we call sprint backlog. Sprint backlog simply mean what you pick from here. After the meeting, looking at your capacity, you define your goal, your objective, then you know what you are going to do. You now take it to the sprint. I said the sprint will take about 2 to 4 weeks. It is in this sprint or iteration that the team member with different specialists, the designer o, the developer o, the creator o, quality control, the tester, dey now be working on what they brought out from this product backlog. Because they are specialists, they help one another, they work together, they collaborate. They even have like a Kanban. If there's a common information, nothing is hidden. They will show it in Kanban board. What have we planned to do today? What have we achieved? What is the work in progress? What is the one that we is in progress? We are almost finished. We are not finished. What is one we are finished? You put it there. That means that you make everything open to everybody. Collaboration, openness. Nothing is hidden. No silos work. We are working together to achieve common goal. Can you see? All of them they are working now. After they have done the working, they call it increment. Increment means that it's not all of it. We only create the one that is useful. Can you see like a package increment? That increment must be subjected to sprint review, where you demonstrate this part like a what do you call it? The one I've just explained to you, that account receivable. You demonstrate that application, part of that application, that is sub application, whether it's working according to, because they have given you the user story and everything. You have done it here. Then you now demonstrate it to the end user. You are collaborating with them. It's another TIA here now. Transparency. You demonstrate it to them. They now inspect it. Abi, when they inspect it, they say, "Oh, it's okay." When it's okay, they will now put it apart. You can take this increment and put it apart somewhere. You go back to the sprint meeting. Although if it's okay, you need to do after the sprint review. They say they approve it is okay. It meets with the definition of done. Definition of done that you done it very well according to the standard. It meets acceptance criteria. That's what I mean. After you have done that one, you now go and do retrospective meeting, sprint retrospective, to evaluate or validate yourself. You are not evaluating the work you do. You are evaluating your own work, yourself, the team as a whole. So in this free meeting, you see the customer can be here, customer representative can be here. In this one, this is a self-evaluation of the whole team member. Then you go back to the sprint to start another team, because you are still going to do the module 2, module 3, module 4, module 5. But if it is rejected, this one is rejected. This one you created now in this sprint is rejected. After the demonstration, it doesn't work the way, it doesn't meet the definition of done, it does not achieve the acceptance criteria, that the condition that the team must work to be accepted by the customer. What do? In that case now, you take it back. Can you see line here? Take it back to the product backlog. If it's what is important to the customer, you prioritize that. You can reprioritize this thing. Who the person that prioritize this product backlog is the product owner. You now take that item to the top. Or if it's not going to be useful, immediately be useful, you can make it second or third. But if it's going to be useful, you put it at the top. You start again. You plan how you are going to make the correction. Can you see? Plan meeting. Then can you see the sprint backlog here? You are moving that correction to this place. But before you go to the work, you need to do daily scrum. That correction now here, you want to make, why the error now? When you are asking the three questions here, what are the challenges? That error is the challenges now. Somebody here can now see it. Maybe you are the one, they assign that work to you. Oh, this is the correction. And what is the impediment? That person will now say, no, this is how you're going to solve it. Transparency, inspection, and adaptation will come here too. Then where do you do the correction? In the sprint. Can you see the team member? They gather together. They now trying to provide solution. When they provide solution to that error, which you are going to correct when you put it in the product backlog, they still need to demonstrate it again whether it's working. It doesn't mean that because you are work over it again, you still need to demonstrate it again to the user, end user, customer, or your organization who need that software or whatever you are doing. If it meets with the standard, you know what you do? You put it apart as an increment. You now do the retrospective meeting to be able to self evaluate the team member. When you are done the evaluation, you know what you can improve. Then you now go to the next sprint planning. What you do in sprint review is demo. Don't forget. Though it help you to improve, demo is the one that sound clear out of it. What you do in sprint retrospective is not demo, it's self evaluation. We call it improve. Can you improve our process? How do we do what did we do in the last sprint? Did you do it well? If you do it well, you can still improve. If you don't do it well, you can find a way of do it well. That's what I mean. So self evaluation, they call it. The purpose of this sprint retrospective is what? Continuous improvement. The purpose of the sprint review is demonstration of what you produce in your sprint. So when you are done the sprint, sprint retrospective, and you see where you can improve, you go back and plan again. Plan for that improvement or plan. Then you do your sprint planning. You can add additional item you want to develop. Maybe you want to go to the next module. You pick the feature or user story or requirement or work you are going to do. You bring it, you discuss it here in the sprint meeting. You define the definition of done. You set the objectives of that sprint and what is going to be done, how it's going to be done. That's, I mean, who is going to do it. Then you set the objective. Then you now pick from this product backlog the capacity the team member can take. That's what they call sprint backlog. You go into before you go to action, you do the daily meeting or what you have done before. You add those three questions. Then after the daily meeting, you go into the development. You show the development here as an increment. You do the sprint review. You go to that's how you are going to do it until you finish that application. That is maybe module one, module two, module three, module four. Don't you think this will work? Your error you make, immediately you can see the error, you correct it. You don't carry the error from one module to another module. Then after you have done the last module, discover that the error is in the second module. That means the previous module, the module you have done, you are already done. You need to revert back. You need to refactor the application, refactor it to find out where the error is. By doing so, you are wasting time. Already your time is against you because when you say we are managing project, you are doing the work of a project. They are limited, they are constrained. Time is a constraint. They talk about schedule. Cost is a constraint. Quality is a constraint. You have destroyed those constraints. You are not able to meet those constraints. There are things that if you cannot handle in your project or in your business analysis work, you cannot succeed. That means you have wasted time, wasted resources. You are not even produce a quality product. So you go back again. In that way, you cannot be able to create a good product that can deliver value to your customer or your organization. So this scheme is telling you that make mistake very fast. You understand me? Then you learn from the mistake and improve. Than to make the mistake at the end of the whole module, whereby sometimes you can't go back again, it become waste. The application you have spent about out of the 10 billion, you have spent about maybe 1 billion there. All the 1 billion has wasted. You have wasted it. Sometimes you cannot rework it again. You cannot even correct the mistake again. There's some mistake you make cannot be corrected again. It become rework. Rework become when it's a rework, it become useless. Hmm. So that's why you are using this methodology. This methodology will allow you to be able to see the mistake ahead, correct the mistake ahead before you go to another level. Don't carry the mistake, don't expand, don't expand the mistake from module to module. So e help you to be able to deliver value on time, incrementally, iteratively. Iteratively mean that you need to go back as you don one sprint, you go back again, iteration one, iteration two, until iteration can mean module one. Module one under you have sub module, iteration two, iteration three. And you are doing as you are doing each iteration, you are doing incrementally. When you finish doing everything, you couple it together. That's why DevOps, the people engineer will now come together and integrate it for you. They will test it for you. They integrate it for you. They make sure that it's working. That's what is Scrum about. But I've taught you about certain thing about this Scrum. Not only this thing here. We saw a lot of things when you talk about event, when you talk about the artifacts, or when you talk about the development team, or when you talk about you will see it how it's very useful. Nobody uses it, you see, that will not be able to get result because it make it to be adaptive, agile. It makes your organization to be thinking agile, responding to the changing need of the customer, responding to the needs of maybe event that is happening in your organization or event that is happening as an organization. If government change policy about your project, how do you respond quickly? Why you don't respond quickly, that policy of government can damage your project. Your ability to be have what they call resilience and change and be agile and respond before that policy destroy your project. Customer need a change. You don't say because you have gone far, you can change, adapt to it. Otherwise, if you don't adapt, they will leave you, they go to your competitors. Competitor strategy can change. How do you quickly adapt your own your strategy so that the competitor will not outwit you in the market? Can you see? Risk can make your project to change. Competitor event can make it change. Government project can make it to change, and then the customer taste can change. You have to adapt to that change because they are the one who eventually will use your product. You are producing your project or the analysis of the work you are doing about the organization to improve it. So you must have a way of changing. One of those things you need to know about adaptive, incremental, adaptive, iterative, collaboration, working together to achieve common goal. That's what I mean. To be able to produce product that can deliver value. That's what it's saying. Then look at it. Scrum theory. I quickly run it because this is what I've taught you before. It says Scrum is based on empiricism and lean thinking. Lean means that when you are using this method, it helps you to reduce waste. Instead of planning everything from the beginning, I make mistake, I have wasted money, resources. It help you to be able to link. Lean methodology is that help you to reduce your waste to the barest minimum so that your cost will be reduced. You can improve your product. You can make your system to be more efficient and effective. Then you can be able to deliver value to your customer. See, embarrassing means that we what we know come from our experience. Can you see? What you know, what I've done, I make mistake. It's from experience. Based on that, I can make decision based on our observation. I make mistake, then I can quickly adapt. That's what it's saying here. Empirism mean that what we know come from our experience. I make mistakes and experience. I can make decision based on that of my observation. Lean thinking represents eliminating waste, unnecessary, and focus on the basics. Scrum uses an iterative and incremental or repetitive. But when you move from one module to another module, you are repeating one module, do another module. Can you see? And step-by-step approach to optimize. Predictability. Thing can change. How do you adapt to that changing? So you need to adapt and optimize your process, your workflow based on that change. Can you see predictability and control risk? Because if you don't know how to adapt to change, when something happen, you don't know what to do, you are confused, then that's a risk to you. That's why we learn about in this course about risk assessment. Things that can happen in your project that are not stable, that if you don't know how to manage them, it can make your project to fail. How do you control risk? Bring together people who are collectively capable. That is self. What do you call those people in this course? Cross-functional. That is collective people who bring together people who are collectively capable to deliver the work they need. Cross-functional team, self-organized team. You can see it work well. Let's look at the Scrum pillar. Scrum pillar talking about one I've told you before. You say transparency. Can you see it from the diagram? Inspection and adaptation. I explain it to you in words, in sentence. Can you see? Scrum has three pillars. Transparency, and I've explained that to you. Another one is called inspection and adaptation. Transparency means that everything we are doing in our project, everybody know, our team member know, no, nothing is hidden. One of the way to show what you are doing using Kanban board or any other board, you put information there. Everybody seeing will know what you are doing. You are not at loss. We are in the same page. We are working toward common goal. You have a common goal, common vision, and we are working collaboratively to make sure that we do it and achieve our objective. Inspection. When you are doing work, I can inspect what you are doing. I know what you are doing. You know what I'm doing. If you have error, you can, because in the agile, nobody will blame you if you make mistake. So that if you make mistake, you're not covering it. They'll say, I don't know the word. I don't know. Speak out. People in the team, they are specialists. Some people have T knowledge, broad knowledge. They are specialized in one area. They still have a knowledge in another area. They can come in and help you. They will inspect it for you. They make correction for you because you are working in collaboration. The success of one person, the success of all. The failure of one person, failure of all. Then they will inspect it for you. They correct it for you. That's how to work. Unlike in some organization, people will be hiding idea because I want to get promotion. The thing that will make me to move forward, this one is adding it for me. This one is adding it for me so that he can pass the exam. Then he can be promoted above me. If you are working like that, you are not working as a team. At the end of the day, the company will fail. You only achieve your own objective. You are not achieving the goal of the organization, working together as a team. So here now you correct it, and the correction will affect everybody because it help you to achieve your project goals. From there now you do adaptation. When they correct it, when they tell you where the error is, you correct it. Adaptation. That's what the team is talking about. But in the other methodology, it's not like that. Here now nobody is controlling anybody. Everybody know what to do. They want to do it. They have that mindset, agile mindset, stream mindset. That mindset is ingrained in their mind. They do it. It's like their lifestyle. That's how they do it. Lifestyle. There's a lifestyle you live. You know that nobody can change because it's benefiting me. So the Scrum pillar event enable and support the usage of Scrum pillars. Transparency is a common understanding of the work of the Scrum team. Everybody understand what we are doing and the basis for the inspection to take place. Inspection means the verification. You are verifying the work in progress to allow adaptation. Adaptation without the inspection is pointless. That's a point for exam. You are inspecting, you are verifying the work that you are doing, whether we are doing it well. If you assign work to me, if I'm not doing it well, I have a problem with it. Other people help me to verify it. Customer can help you to verify it. My team member can help you to verify it. They can help me to do this is what the problem is. This is the root cause of the problem. Then I can adapt to it. I can change it. So adaptation without inspection is pointless. Adaptation is based on inspection and ensure that deviation or undesired variation are minimized. Those variations that will not make it to bring out a better outcome, they are minimized to the barest minimum. So another thing you need to know about Scrum is that Scrum also have what they call values apart from the pillar. What are the values? I explained to you before. Transparency. Nothing is hidden. Everybody knows what I'm doing. You know what I'm doing. We work together sometime. Two, commitment. Courageous to, I see, speak out. If the teams are not doing what they're supposed to do, you speak out. If in the management of the organization is disturbing in the development team, you speak out. You are courageous to speak out. So no, that's not the way it should be done. If the customer want to be disturbing the development team, you know, no. Scrum, can you speak to the and the product master? Whatever you need, speak to him. The product master is the voice of the customer. He will now relate that the voice of customer to the development team so that they will not be distracted. You have the quality to speak. Openness, nothing is hidden. They are committed. Whenever they commit to a sprint goal, commitment, whenever they commit that this is what they want to do, they make sure they achieve it. They are focused. They have goal. In life, a lot of people don't have focus about life. If somebody is wearing this clothes, they will wear it. Somebody is in like this, they will see it. Somebody go to this one, they will go. Trending, they follow trend. They don't have their own mind. Whatever is trending, I'm sorry to say it, it's common among lady. And you don't buy that shoe. You know your salary. You cannot afford it. Some people go and buy big phone. You are collecting 100,000 in a month. You go and save and buy phone of 400,000. Sometimes I look at some people. If you have goal, your target, you will not miss your way. If you are living like that one, at the end of the day, that person will not reach his goal. So a lot of things people do, they do it, they don't factor their own circumstances, cannot afford it. Is it my way? Is it my goal? Will it help me to meet my goal? Will it help me to focus? Will it help me to do my exemption and pass? Will it help me to get promotion in my organization? Will it help me to find a good husband or good wife? Will it help me to achieve my life goal? If you don't have goal, how do you know where you will reach in the end? So the team also, they know their focus. They don't want anything to defocus them or to distract them. They look at what they want to do, they set goal, they work together with their specialization and their skill and expertise and achieve that goal. As a mindset, it's not common. Some organization they don't have that mindset. Everybody is doing whatever they like. Silos. We are doing unnecessary rivalry. I want to undo you. I want to outdo you. You will not achieve your organizational goal. It is a organization that don't have goal that does that. There's a respect. I respect your opinion. You respect our opinion. Your contribution matter. Can you see? These are the things. Adaptation. You can see all this thing. Between you see transparency, inspection, adaptation between all those Scrum value. So you can see. That's why this methodology, I love it. I love it. I love it. I'll keep on studying it. I keep on doing it. I keep on working with it. I keep on doing more exam for it until one day I travel abroad. I become one big man. Though I'm a big man too, but you know what I mean. Strong value. What are the value? What does it mean? Scrum itself does not prescribe too much. When you are using Scrum to manage your project, your business analysis work, it doesn't prescribe much. It's a simple thing, but sometimes people didn't get it because they don't have the mindset. They fail in it. It needs people who are willing, can you see, to see, live the Scrum value. You have to live it. It's your pattern of life. If you adopt this principle, you live it like you live your life. Strong value are what? Commitment. In life, you are committed to your goal, you achieve it. If you are focused about your life, you set goal. You now plan. Now ask yourself, what am I going to do to achieve this plan? That is it. You focus and achieve. You meet your target. You are open. Whatever you don't know something, other people who know it, ask them. If you don't know the road, ask the people who know the road. That's why you need to have somebody who can counsel you. You respect other people's opinion, not only your own, your own. If in life that's only your own that is the right, you not reach your destination. Have courage to say yes or no. In life, some men, they don't know what to say yes to women, no to women. Anything under the skirt, I'm just giving an example. They go for it. This lady, e get bole, is hearing. I'm giving you an example for you to understand this code. His light complexion is so dark. He has good hair. His finger, na killer. You see that one? You not reach your goal. The same thing with a team member. Courage to say, even the women too. It's not every time you see a man who riding a big car, big house. Do you know the source of the house? We have seen a lot of Yahoo boy who kill their girlfriend to do money. Courage to say yes or no. No, if you have goal, nobody can deceive you. Nobody can deceive any man or woman. Me myself, you get your money, you don't have two head. I can make the money too. But when you believe that he has arrived, I have to follow him. Danger. I'm using this example for you to understand how the Scrum value can help you when you adopt the principle and ingrain in your it's a lifestyle for you. The Scrum team is committed to achieving its goal with primary focus on the work in the sprint. That's the work. They focus on the work of the sprint to meet the product goals. They set goals for themselves. Like you as a human being, you need to set goal. If you don't have goal for yourself, you can go anywhere. Any person, a man or woman that doesn't set goal for himself, he can fall for anything. They can deceive you in life. They can cheat you. They can use you. Men can use you. Women can use you. You can even eventually die and they kill you. Then unsatisfied stakeholder. Be open to work and challenges. When challenges come, you take a bull by the horn or horn by the bull, whatever it is, and take the challenge and work it out. If there's a change, you make changes. Adapt. Agility. Responding to the changing need of the situation or the customer or text, government policy or weather or whatever it is, or policies or strategy. Scrum team member respect each other as professional who have the courage to do the right thing. They now summarize it for us now. Courage to do the right thing. A lot of time we individually we don't do the right thing and work on a complex issue. If there's something is complex, don't be discouraged. There must be a way out. If I cannot climb it, if there's a hill in my front, I cannot move forward as a barricade. Can I climb it? Can I move around it? Can I dig a hole and pass away and move forward? That is the mindset of the people who adopt Scrum. That's why it's useful. But when you're using other methodology, when they meet with a complex situation, complex environment, they are discouraged. They may not move further beyond that. But Scrum say, don't do that. That's a way out. If you look at the dragon, you say the basic units in Scrum, the team member or the team, they should not be too much, many. I see, minimal. Because there are too many, you will not be able to communicate effectively. You will be in the way of one another. You can see. So your team should be like between 3 and 9. We have the Scrum team. The Scrum team is a small group of people. Can you see? The Scrum team, they are Scrum Master, Product Owner, and Developer. All these three roles make up the team. Scrum Master, Product Owner, Developer. The Scrum team has everything they need to add value to the product to their product each sprint, in each sprint. I say what does that one mean? Who can interpret that one to us? The Scrum team has everything they need to add value to the product in each of the team. What the meaning of that one? Who can tell us?
Cross-functional.
Cross-functional, not cross-function. That is it. You will sit in the exam. If you pay attention, the exam will be easy for you. Through sprint, they strive to achieve their product goal. You know, when they are doing the sprint meeting, they set the product goals, the sprint objective. You know what I told you before when I started this, I said roadmap. 3 years to this time, how does this product will move in the market? How will it perform? That is it. I love this methodology. I want you to like it too. Apart from the exam, when you are practicing your project management or project business analysis, you know what to do, how to do it. You work with a team who have agile methodology, agile mindset, who have a mindset that is moved from traditional way of doing doing project or doing project analysis into a modern way that can help you to adapt to the changing needs of the environment and the customer or any other thing. Developer, developing team. The developer are working on creating an increment and meeting sprint goal. They are the one doing the work of the project. They are the one doing the work in which the business analyst has prescribed to provide solution to the organizational problem. All necessary skills to be able to create an increment. Can you see? They are the developer. They have all the skills required for them to be able to create an increment. It is their responsibility. It is their responsibility to know how they are going to create an increment because they are special, they are experts, they are consultants, come together, brainstorm, have the skill necessary to be able to deliver value by creating maybe application, creating product or deliverable or increment. They create a plan for meeting the sprint goal. Yeah, that's what they do in this sprint planning. You have to plan it. In life, you need to plan your life too. If you want to become rich in life, it's not by shortcut. Like me, I tell myself, I have a saving scheme. I save a lot. Then I can also invest the one I have, the one I know I cannot, and I also spend some for myself. So I set the goal for myself. By the end of this year, I should be able to save by maybe example 2 million. And I have to be very consistent about it. Get the plan. That's how you also do it in Agile. You plan, this is what I want to achieve. You need to be consistent. You carry out your plan. Don't be focused. Don't let somebody say, there's one brand new car. What about the one I'm driving now? It can convey me. They have one party there. I want to buy so. All those things were difficult because that's your plan will not achieve it. They have one phone that just come out pro man 17000. You remove, put that one away, go and buy 700,000. How will you achieve your goal? The same thing. When I look at the people, when you study Agile, you see people, you laugh. You know that the end of these people, when you look at their end, they will not achieve their goal and they will not move forward in life. Other people will move forward. Don't be follow. You have your own mind. Don't let anybody push you. Don't let your friend push you. Don't let anybody push you. Have principle to live by. You not fail, you move forward. The same thing here. They create a plan for meeting the sprint goal and use this plan to create an increment to meet their goal. Fantastic. I love that. Who's a product owner? Product owner is one person. It must be a one for exam purpose. A product owner must be a one person. You can delegate it o, but if you delegate the work, he is accountable. So in exam, a product owner must be a one person. It's the only one person that will be speaking to the customer, collect requirement from them, collect the user story, collect the feature and function they want to see in whatever the development team are developing for them. Responsible for the product and maximizing its value. The value of the product that the development team are building, they are the one who are responsible for it and maximize the value to make sure that the development team are creating a value for customer or the end user or the organization, business value. They ensure cooperation with the stakeholder. Yes, every organization has stakeholders. In fact, everybody that is you engage with in the project management work or project analysis work, they are your stakeholder. They have input. You need to cooperate with them, get information from them that will help you to do your work so that you can succeed and be able to discover problem, error, information flowing, information gathering, information analysis, stakeholder analysis. You provide the product owner provide a clear, transparent and well visible product backlog. Is the one that prioritize the items of work in the product backlog so that the most important one will be at the top. The organization should respect the decision of the product owner. Yes, if you don't respect the decision, then you are not practicing agile, you are not practicing Scrum. The whole thing will not work. It look like a theory. They say it's working for one company. Yes, if the people at the top position, they are now defocusing these people, they are now using rule and divide, control and managing, micromanaging. It will not work. Scrum will not work. In fact, the whole organization themselves, they should have it should be a Scrum or agile thinking organization. Agile thinking organization are the one who respond to changes. They move from one state to another state for to the state of improvement. Mhm. A Scrum master, take care of the Scrum, see, and ensure that it works and it is used properly. That the organization is using the Scrum properly. The team member they are using Scrum properly. The development team are using Scrum properly. Is responsible for the effectiveness of the Scrum team. How the team will be effective and efficient to become a well productive team, is one responsible. High performing teams is his work. He cares about the continuous improvement. That is what he does. The Scrum Master provides service to both the Scrum team and the organization. And Scrum Master is a leader. What kind of a leader? Who can tell us? A Scrum Master is what type of a leader? Who can tell me?
He's a servant leader.
Fantastic. A servant leader is helper. He help the team. He put the team need their problem ahead of his own problem. He serve them tea. He's a leader o. He will come to your table. Do you need tea? Go and bring it from where he put it for you. I'm going to out now o. What will you guys, I know you are doing the work. You try to encourage them. I know you are up to it and I don't need to be micromanaging you. I'm going to the supermarket now. What will you need? What do you need? What do you need? That's a leader, a servant leader. He help them. He encourages them, he inspire them, he remove anything that can be a problem. He create a good environment for them to work. He provide the tools for them to work. He remove all the impediment from there. A servant leader to make sure that they are able to achieve their product goal, achieve their outcome of the project or the business analysis work. You can see the work. There are more than this one. I know I talked about it before. I'm just trying to summarize. Scrum event. You can see in this diagram they show you some event. The one they put the red. Sprint retrospective is an event. Sprint meeting is an event because they can ask you an exam. Daily Scrum meeting is an event. Sprint review is an event. And you must know what they do in each of these events. That's the purpose. Let's look at the Scrum event. Events should take place regularly at the same time and same place, especially what? Daily stand-up meeting. Even in the production area where you are doing your sprint, this is where a particular room all the development team will stay. They work together, they see each other face to face, they communicate face to face. They have a Kanban board to show information radiator to radiate the information so everybody can be on the same page. Then consistency and regularity help to reduce complexity. Na you see school break This one is not part of it. I don't know what they are saying here. What about that one? Then look at the sprint. Sprint is the container of your all your project work, for all your everything you do in your Scrum. Can you see the sprint? I've described the sprint to you. That for you to do a sprint is a time box event, and event whereby the development team work together on work in a particular development. They develop certain product or outcome or deliverable based on the requirement gathered from the user. So they now pick it from here. I've described this one for you, how this one work. That is sprint. Look at the sprint. Sprint is a container for all other Scrum events. The maximum length of a sprint is 1 month. Can you see it now? More than that. In case of exam, it's time box for 1 month or 2 weeks. During this, a single sprint. For example, when I told you that you want to develop application, but you do it in module by module, a single sprint can be a module or sub-module. All the work needed to meet the sprint goal should be done in that sprint. The main advantages are risk reduction. If you make mistake in that small portion of the work you are doing, the risk is reduced than when you have done everything and you make mistake in the end. So you help you to reduce risk reduction. Then splitting costs over shorter period. You are not spending much because you are doing module by module. Even if you misspend, you can still know how to navigate yourself. So splitting costs over short period of time and overall flexibility it provides. You can be more flexible, adaptive, be able to change driven, adaptive, iterative. That's what I mean. You are not fixed. You are not too rigid in life. Some people are very rigid in life, and therefore they cannot move forward. The same thing in Agile. Then sprint planning. That's why you are seeing this color here. This is why you do plan. I've explained this one to you. Before you can do anything in your sprint, the team member will come together and plan. They will define the goal of the sprint. They know the capacity of the development team so that they can be able to remove that amount of what they can do from the product. They have to do the very important sprint planning. Set the goal, definition of done, they set it. Capacity of what they will do, what they are going to do, they spell it out. And how they are going to do it, that's the development team. That's what they call sprint backlog. They remove what they have planned about this problem, they remove it into the sprint. They go through that's the sprint planning. Then go further. Where does the work of the sprint come from? Everybody should know that one. Product backlog. Before you can do the planning for the work you are going to do, and remove the work from the product backlog, which you call sprint backlog. The rest of the sprint, it comes from the product backlog. Any work you are going to do as a group or as a development team comes from the product backlog. That is prioritized list of work item, requirements, feature and function, and all the user story, they come from the product backlog. So it's very simple like that. What is the sprint planning? Sprint planning starts the sprint. Can you see? The entire Scrum team participates. You can see. Entire Scrum team participates in sprint planning. Because it's about planning, about what they are going to do. The development team are going to produce, or create, or develop, or design, or test, or deploy. So in the entire team participate, and they can invite people outside the team sometime so that they can get more idea ahead. Because when you divide, maybe relevant people that can add idea for them. The output are the sprint goal. Can you see? What are you doing in the sprint planning? You set a sprint goal. Then the sprint backlog. From there, you can now create the capacity, the amount of work in which the development team have the capacity to do, and plan for the sprint. Sprint goal is set. You plan for the sprint, and you bring the sprint backlog from the product backlog. These are the three things you do here. The outcome of the sprint planning, you define the sprint goal. What's our goal? What are you going to do in this place, in this sprint? How do we know that we are reached the definition of done? What are the criteria for saying that this product, when we finish it, or the increment it will be acceptable? How do you get the product backlog, sprint backlog, what we are going to do? And how do you plan for the sprint? That's what we are doing in the sprint planning. And you can see After the sprint plan, you have what they call daily scrum. You know that one. You cannot go into the development period or your iteration or sprint until you done the daily scrum. What do you do in the daily scrum? Everybody knows that one. Can you see the daily scrum? Daily scrum. The scrum team, they inspect, they adapt. Can you see? Scrum team, sprint backlog. Abi, what you have done before. What did you do yesterday in last sprint? What are the challenges? Knowing the challenges, they solve it for me and adapt. They now update for the meeting, update for meeting the sprint goal. You can see that is what they call what happened after the daily scrum. So can you see? They now go to the sprint and the sprint. Daily scrum, it takes place every work day. Every day. Can you see? Every day, oh, I said it, and takes no more than 15 minutes. The main participants are the developer. Other one can also come oh, but developer, because they are the one doing the work of the project, the work ahead. So they cannot say, what you developer, what the work did you do yesterday in last sprint? What are you planning to do today to achieve your sprint objective? What are the impediments? So they discuss the progress of work for meeting the sprint goal. You can see, very easy. Sprint review, that's why you are seeing this. After you have the increment has met the definition, the increment will lead to the sprint review, whereby you demonstrated that increment, the work you have done, what the team have done, they demonstrate it to the user, end user, or the customer, or the organization as a whole, depends on the context of the project. So that's what you are seeing here. What happened during the sprint review? I see. You see, use the TIA. Because you demonstrate it, the customer inspects what you have done. You demonstrate it to the inspection. Stakeholder in this sprint review, everybody, both the customer, the key customer, any necessary customer, the user, the developer, the scrum master, the what do you call it? Product owner, all of them must be available here. You demonstrate it, everybody look at it. If you don't do it well, you adapt. Then you update for adapting the product backlog. Anything that you need to update that has been disapproved, you need to update it and update it where in the product backlog. Take it back to the backlog. You can see, very useful. So what do you do in the sprint review? I explained it before. Sprint review is a presentation of the increment. Can you see? To whom? To the stakeholders, the user, customer. Its impact on the current state of the product environment. The progress toward the product goal is examined. Yeah, that's why you see definition of done and the acceptance criteria. Strong team and the stakeholder participate. Can you see? Because you have to demonstrate it here. The strong teams and the stakeholder participate in sprint review. The sprint review outcomes are reflected in the product backlog. That's the outcome. If the team or the stakeholder or the user or the end user or the customer rejected it, their review is not according to the standard we want. It doesn't meet the definition of done. It doesn't meet the acceptance criteria. It doesn't meet the quality standard. Then you take it back to the product backlog. That's why I say that a sprint review outcomes are reflected in the product backlog. The sprint review should take a maximum of 4 hours. Mark it down. The exam can ask you. The time box for doing the sprint review should not exceed 4 hours. It's time box for 4 hours. All the activities you are going to take place in the sprint review should not exceed 4 hours. Maximum 4 hours. It can be less than that. So let's go further. Retrospective. What does it mean? Retrospective is the last event of the sprint. Its aim is to discuss and plan possible improvement for the whole team. It does not constitute the stakeholders, I mean the customer or the user. Only Scrum team members are allowed to participate. When I say Scrum team member, I'm talking about who? The Scrum master, the development team, and product owner. So the outcome is a plan for improvement, or you can call it continuous improvement, or continual improvement, or continuous improvement. It should not take more than 3 hours. Can you see now? It's time bound for 3 hours. For the sake of exam, retrospective is time bound for 3 hours. All the self-evaluation you are going to do must not be done more than 3 hours. For the sprint review is 4 hours. For the sprint is 4 weeks. Ehen. So you are seeing now live. What happened during the retrospective? Can you see? What went well? It's a question they asking themselves. What went well? What was our problem? What was the solution? Can you see? So this one, by asking this question, they can be able to solve it. It helps them to adapt. TIA still come here. Adapt. In the next iteration, when they adapt, I mean they are going to do better thing. What did you not do well here now? We can do it better in the next sprint because we have known the solution. Why did we not communicate very well? Why did you not plan very well? Why did we fought in that place? Why did you argue? Why was the product of quality low quality? So they say they see the problem. What went well? What was the problem? What did not go well? What did not go well? They find the solution. During the next iteration, they improve. It made them to improve the next iteration. So you call it iteration improvement loop. Once you know the solution to the problem, the next iteration of what you are going to do, it will be easier for you. Continuous improvement. The artifacts. There are three Scrum artifacts which represent work of value. Each of these artifacts has its own commitment. Remember, product backlog. This is where you put your product goal, all your requirements, and the user story, the feature and function that you feature in the application you are developing, or prioritize list of work you are going to do. They are there. Majorly product goal, product goal. Sprint backlog is about sprint goal. This one is about product goal, the roadmap. Sprint goal, the work you are going to do, the goal, what you are going to achieve there, how you are going to achieve it. Increment is definition of done. When you have produced a product or deliverable, for it to be accepted, it must meet with the definition of done. Very simple. If you know this thing, you shine. Oh. So they now show you all the strong artifacts. In this place, who can help me to identify Scrum artifacts in this place? Scrum artifacts. Everybody should participate. I say Scrum artifacts are the thing you produce, whether document, whether product, whether user story, whether the deliverable. As long as you are doing the work of the project, the development team, what they produce is called artifact. Can you tell me the artifacts here? Yeah, let's talk one by
Incre-
one after another. Chapter.
increment,
Eh?
increment,
Increment is an artifact. Number one, two. Oh yeah, now.
sprint backlog,
No, I want another person. Oh. Eh? Sprint backlog. Yes, correct. Another person. They are there. You still remain about another one. Sprint backlog, increment, yes. Which other one? Product backlog is there.
product backlog,
Eh, prioritize list of items to work on in your stream, done by the development team. Simple. And if you look at it, the answer we see it here now. Increment. I see. Sprint backlog, product backlog. Be answering question now because you don't know. You may not know the exam. Participate to integrate with us, collaborate with us, engage with us. We are doing what we are doing here now is about screen. If you don't participate when you reach exam, or they were given a job, go and perform. You can't perform. I will not be there for you. Mm. But if you want me to be there for you, consult me. I will charge you. Okay, for me to solve this problem for you. Okay. Well, can you give me 2 million? Then I can help you to provide solution. If you can do it, I will do it. Then you are reaching my pocket. Well, it's not bad. But if you can learn now, you may not need to consult me. You become a consultant for yourself. Okay. Now, product backlog. Can you see there? Prioritize list of items to be of work to be done by the development team. Let's see there. Backlog item may be any kind of item which may have work associated with it. A backlog may contain but it's not limited to any combination of the following items. Use cases. So for the case of exam, use cases can be in a backlog. User stories, functional requirements, non-functional requirements, designs, customer orders, risk item, change request, defects, plan rework, maintenance, conducting presentation, or completing a document. These are the contents of the product backlog. Very important. The sprint backlog. After you are done your sprint planning, you define your goal of your sprint, the objectives. You know who are going to do what, the development team. You know their capacity. This sprint backlog will allow you now to look back at the product backlog. What item can I pick from this product backlog based on the capacity and the value you want, capacity of the development team and the value that the customer want. We now pick it from here. That's what we call sprint backlog. Ready for sprint. But you know that you cannot just go there. You have to do daily Scrum meeting. So let's look at the note. Sprint backlog. There are three parts of the sprint backlog. Sprint goal. When you are doing sprint backlog, you look at the sprint goal, selection of product backlog item, and a plan to deliver an increment. That's what you do there. The three parts of the sprint backlog are created during the what sprint planning. Can you see? All those parts they are created here. Can you see? Three parts of the sprint backlog: sprint goal, selection of the product backlog item, and a plan to deliver the increment. That means the definition of done. How are you going to plan? When are you going to deliver it? That's what I mean. The three parts of the sprint backlog are created during the sprint planning. Your sprint planning will precede the sprint backlog. The sprint backlog and a plan for the increment delivery may change and evolve during the sprint, but the sprint goal must be kept intact. If the customer rejects what you've done, they can say, "Oh, go and change it." But your sprint goal must not change. Sprint backlog and a plan for the increment delivery may change and evolve during the sprint, but the sprint goal must be kept intact. You must understand this in case for practice of your work. You are employed in organization. All these things matter. Understanding this will determine how effective and how functional will be in any work you are doing. Understanding things also help you to pass your exam. You know the terminology, you know where it's applied, how it is useful, you know what they're used for. That's it. It can assist you in passing your exam easily, smoothly, without carrying orijo. Forget orijo. Use your brain because orijo will not help you when you are practicing, will not help you in the exam. Increment. What does it mean by increment? Increment is a step toward achieving a product goal. That is what those things you create. Module 1, Module 2, Module 3, they are working, they have been approved, they have been validated, they have been verified. And an addition to all the previous increments. Increment is based on the item in the backlog. You must understand that. The commitment of the increment is the definition of done, which ensure the quality of the increment. It is based on definition of done. We determine if the increment is complete. If we say the increment is complete, that means you have to follow the outcome or the report of the definition of done. Only the DOD compliant increment can be presented during the sprint review or release. That's a valid point there. If the increment does not meet the definition of done, you don't need to go for review. You understand me? The definition of done is created by the organization or by the Scrum team. That is, what is how will I know that I finished this sprint? I finished it, I've achieved my objective. I've done this thing right. You have to create it. Then whatever you do, you measure it against that definition of done. I go acceptance criteria. If you don't meet up with the definition of done, it will not be acceptable by the organization or the end user. Backlog refinement. Whenever you make any changes, you did not do something very well, the development team, maybe there are some future and function they need to add to the work of the project or the work of the business analyst, so that they can bring an improvement to the organization, so they can deliver value, so they can solve problem, so they can meet the need of organization, or they meet the need of the customer, or they meet the need of the user. We call something product backlog refinement. Whenever anything has been rejected, that's go and redo it and improve it, they call it product backlog refinement. That thing that have been rejected by the stakeholder, or that does not meet with the definition of done, it does not meet the acceptance criteria, you need to take it back. I see this line here, take it back to the product backlog, because you need to repair that thing, you need to redo it, you need to fix the bug, you need to solve the problem. The starting point is that you have to take that thing that have been rejected by the stakeholder, or the user, the end user, or the customer, or the organization, you take it back to the product owner. Then take it back to the product backlog. Then the product owner will now reprioritize it. If it does what the customer need now, he put it at the top. He will estimate it. He will explain it to the people who are going to use it. And see the way the thing works. That's the basic theory about this. Product backlog refinement, what does it mean? Improving backlog with the focus mainly on the single item in it. Strong team member as well as people outside of the team may participate in this. That's why you say when they during the sprint review, it contain both the people outside the organization, all the stakeholder, user, end user, customer, managers from the different department, including the team themselves. So strong team member as well as the people outside the team may participate. It helps to keep the backlog transparent. Now come back to TIA again. I see. When you are reviewing it, no, this is not what we want. It's not to everybody. Not that you just pass it like you do original work. You create an application, it has a lot of bug. You want to help me to create a chair. The chair cannot stay. Two-legged chair or three-legged chair is moving. You make me to fall. No, if it is transparent, everybody know it. They can be able to know that this thing is not fit for a purpose. It's not fit for use. It's not fit for purpose. It cannot meet the criteria for acceptance. It has not been it has been validated and verified. It's not useful. Cannot deliver value. So it helps to keep the backlog transparent and make the backlog healthy and in a good shape. I see. That is it. Thank you. That's the basic thing about this. Maybe later on I will teach you that area. But how do you estimate a user story? Or we talk about a what they call that chart. I talk about that chart the other day. Who can remember those two charts to mention whether we have done finish? When do you finish? There are two charts I show you. There are three charts. Who can remember those three charts? Velocity chart. What about the other chart? Whenever we draw it, the chart is going down. As you are going down, the task you are doing, you know whether you are really doing the work, the speed at which you are doing it, and when you complete the job. Help you to estimate. Who can tell you those two charts? Eh? Nobody know those two charts. Hello. Okay, I want to do assignment for me. Go and check anywhere, whether on online or anywhere. Look at the chart, that about three charts that is useful for the agile team or scrum team, to help them to determine their velocity of the work they are doing, to help them to be able to determine when to project, when they are likely to finish, or to know how they are using the resources. They are burning. Oh, I've told you, burn down chart. I'll show you one of them. Go and find the other one. Burn down chart. So that is it. Thank you very much. Any questions? Any question that you want you and I to rub mind with about this? About ask question. If you don't ask question, I will assume that you understood everything I taught you today. Then you can assure me that you are able to implement it in practicality in when you in practice. You can implement them. Number two, during the exam, you should be able to identify the right option among the option given unto you, and be able to pass your examination. And I've given you some assignments. Some people are very smart. They are doing the assignments. It's going to help you. And I give you a set of questions in the WhatsApp. Have you done it? They cannot be more than that. Although the person doing the business analysis, that somebody here now is doing business analysis among us. This topic also is relevant to the person. I'm going to be now setting your own question for you, so that in the WhatsApp you'll be seeing your question, simulate. We'll be simulating question, the type of question you are likely to meet in the examination, or scenario that can face when you are doing the work of the business analysis, or the business or the project management work processes we can meet in the real life. But I want to suggest something to you. If you people are smart, you are very smart. There's somebody I know online. He sell one book. I'm recommending, I'm suggesting. The man has is a PMI satisfied, and other one too is satisfied. He normally write some question that if you buy that book, it will help you to pass your exam easily. He give you for knowledge. Nothing will catch you unaware. It will give you sample of what you can meet. Sometimes I take question from there. Sometimes I my own too, from my own knowledge. I create question for myself. Sometimes I take from there, but he has updated it. If you people can team together, I will give you the site. You can buy it, contribute money and buy it, or you can buy individually if you like. I think it should not be more than $20, $10 or $15. If you can buy it, you can use it. When you read the whole thing, then go and simulate it. Before you know, you don't pass. This is what some of us did though. I haven't read it. You simulate the question, you help us to be able to do writing. On that note, I will send the link to you if you like. Then when you buy it too, me sef will send it to you. You can give me a copy of it. Ehen. Two people can buy one, then share among themselves. So on that note, I'm going to stop here. Any other question before I stop this? Your quietness indicated that everything goes well. On that note, I will stop the recording. I want to tell you bye bye. Thank you very much for joining me. We meet again probably that Wednesday. We meet again to do, if there's a light too. I'm not really promising you, because the situation in the country now, you don't know our leader. They are not interested about us. So I don't really care about them. But that's why I say you have to set your goal in life. Don't expect that one government will come there and do something for you. All of them, they are there for their own. Oh. Plan your life, set your goal, plan how to achieve your goal, be focused, be committed, pursue your goal, your dream in life. Don't follow friend, don't follow any other person. You can seek for advice, but not that you want to go Owambe. Owambe is good though. You want to buy one cloth, you want to buy this car, you will do something that is more important to your life, that will help you to achieve your life goal. That's it. That's how life is. If you don't plan, you cannot achieve. Oh. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. If you plan to fail, you fail to plan. The same thing about this course, about your life generally. I normally preach this thing in my course. I ask students, what is your definition of success in life? No, it's different from one another. What's the rudiment of success? What's the first principle of success? If you cannot do that thing, you don't know all those things. You may be doing what, doing. It's like you are riding a bicycle. That's a sport bicycle. That's a bicycle they use to do exercise. You'll be riding it, you not move from one place. You not be able to move forward. That's how some people live their life. But in the real life, you have a bicycle that if you keep on pedaling, you'll be moving forward. That's how you should live your own life, to achieve your purpose. Set your goal, plan your goal, focus on it. Do you understand me? And sacrifice. Work toward it until you achieve it. When you achieve that one, go to another one again, achieve. Those are the people I call high flyer. They fly high. They trend they trend. You see them trending everywhere in the other social platform. But some people, they are not trending. They are helping other people who are trending to be trending more and more. You see them. Sometimes I like Nigeria. Some Nigeria, you see something, you press, you share it, you share it, you share it. Why don't you people share your own too? The same thing in this course. Let them share your success story. I cannot produce a student that I will teach you with all my mind, with all my strength. At the end of the day, you tell me you didn't pass the exam. I'll give you blala. Oh. I'm just joking. I want a good report from you, both the exam and the life progress, life objectives. Thanks so very much. Meet again. There's no any question.